Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun.
Welcome, Earthlings, to the latest episode of the Recap Film Buffs podcast. I'm your host, Dan Sellers, along with my loose cannon co-host.
I am a loose cannon, Sammy Castle.
We're here today to talk about 1987's action adventure, Lethal Weapon. Action comedy? I don't know.
Comedy.
Christmas comedy, maybe we should say. Christmas action film.
You know, I saw, it's always the Die Hard discussion, but if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, this is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's maybe more a Christmas movie. It literally starts with a Christmas song.
It does. I noticed that too. Same producer, Joel Silver. Die Hard's made the following year. That was a thing in the 80s, you know? Mm-hmm. Christmas action films, which I like it. I'd love to do a Christmas action film.
Or Christmas horror movie.
Maybe someday, yeah.
Although it's kind of been done out.
It's been done, but hey, what hasn't been done?
True.
So what's going on with you? What's new?
Whew. Busy, as always.
Where to start?
Where to even start? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Improv. That's been the focus since the haunt stuff started. Even though I'm haunting tonight for a special one-time appearance at Panic Point in Raleigh. They do a Christmas haunt. So there's a group. They came down one Sunday night to work with us at Spooky Woods. We were kind of shorthanded. Mm-hmm. And Brian Laws, I don't know if you know Brian.
Yeah.
Who's the head makeup artist at Panic Point, brought a freaking busload down of people to help. So
that's cool.
We've decided we're going to return the favor, and I'm going to pick up a crew at Spooky Woods today, and we're going to ride down and help them with the Christmas haunt tonight.
Oh,
and
that's really cool.
I did their St. Patrick's Day a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't done the Christmas one yet, so I messaged Brian this week, and I was like, hey, what do you want me to bring? And he said, you know how to do it. Just bring what you got. Because they ask you to bring your own costumes. Mm-hmm. So last night I messaged him. I was like, okay, here's what I got. And I listed like 8 costumes off. And this morning he was like, bring your favorite and your best. And I went, okay. So I have like 5 costumes. I don't know what I'm going to be until I get down there.
That's cool.
Everybody else from Spooky Woods, he's told to wear overalls, and they're probably going to work in the cornfield. But
nice.
Because he knows me, I may get to do something different. So,
yeah.
Or I may play the preacher and be out in the cornfield. That's kind of appropriate too.
Yeah. So either way.
Other than that, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of a lull.
Well, we've got quite a few film projects in the works.
Yes, everything's pre-production, so
yeah,
I've been busy, but nothing to speak of.
Yeah, nothing being shot at the moment, but we're very close to production on a few things.
Yep. We've shot the promo for Zach's new feature called A Good Pain. He's gonna start his Indiegogo as soon as Jeff's done with his. So we have Jeff Cochran's Seer of Souls.
Seer of Souls.
Indiegogo is up right now.
Uh-huh. Go check it out.
Yeah, on Facebook, Indiegogo/Seer of Souls.
And be on the lookout for a mini episode of this show about that. Hopefully we'll post something soon.
Yeah. And then as soon as that's done, Zach's going to go into his.
Very good.
We have, I guess since the last time we podcast, I guess we can announce that we're partnering with Brad Horde in Charlotte to do a short Preachers and Devils and Preachers or something like that. Yeah. Sorry, Brad.
Well, and we also
I had the script. I can't
helped him produce his last film, Liliana, which just released here recently. Which is cool.
Which is on the festival circuit. We're probably going to do a little bit more for this one. Yeah. He and Robert Fillion, who we've had one of his movies at the film festival, and I've worked with Robert briefly on another film, but I've never worked directly with him. So I like Robert.
Cool.
We've done some panels together at some festivals, but this is the first time we've worked. I've got to work with him. So
very cool.
We're definitely producing that movie or helping produce that movie, and I'll have a part in it of some sort.
Nice.
So
all right.
And then our stuff, which you can talk about.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to talk about
Okay.
it yet. We are deep into our plans, developing and plotting our next feature film, and
we've been working on
for 5 years, and I keep telling him, Sammy, next year is going to be the year. Next year, and I mean it this time.
Yeah,
2022, we're going to get this film made. So it's been a long road, and hopefully I feel like we're getting closer and closer to getting what we need to get this done. So, we'll talk more about it when the time is appropriate. But we've got big things coming from Recapture Productions, so to say the least.
Oh, I do want to talk about give a shout out to a couple other podcasts. I had a guest appearance on Gruesome Magazine's Decades of Horror, the Classic Era, with our buddy Chad Hunt, Jeff Moore, Daphne, and maybe that was it. There's just 4 of us. I don't think Whitney wasn't on that.
Which film did you do?
We did 2000 Maniacs from 1964, Herschel Gordon Lewis.
Nice.
Which I love you, Jeff. I picked just to kind of poke at Jeff a little bit because the movie starts with copious amounts of Confederate flags and a hanging of a cat, which is the two probably.
That seems to offend a lot of people. I don't know why. The
why
animal thing more than anything.
Yeah. But it's one of the few movies that me and my dad. It's one of the few horror movies my dad liked, or liked. So I've been wanting to do it for a while, and they finally got me on. And then I guested on a podcast called The Horror Returns with some guys out of Texas.
Oh, cool.
And we talked about the Ghostbusters franchise.
Nice.
Ghostbusters 1 and 2 and Afterlife.
Nice.
Which I love.
Yeah, me too.
We'll talk about that maybe in a future podcast.
Sure.
So I had 2 guest appearances on podcasts here recently.
Very cool.
My Halloween fame has spread out a little bit.
Good. I did a guest appearance on the Classic Era podcast several years ago, but I don't even remember what the film was. That's bad.
Yeah,
and I haven't been invited back because I started off my portion of the podcast cursing, and then Jeff Moore goes, Dan, we don't curse on the show. Oh, fuck that, man. I don't know why I'm here. So
this is my second or third stint on one of theirs. I did the main show with Doc Rotten, and Chris Moore and Crystal Cleveland, and we talked about Curse of Chucky a couple years ago. So after Santos passed away, they were taking guest hosts. So I got to do that, and I had been asked back on that show. So
well, speaking of Chad Hunt and other podcasts, I'll throw this out there real quickly. Thanks to Chad for lending your vocal talents to the latest Carolina Hates episode, which just dropped today. So I was very happy with his little performance. So
he's got some voices.
Yeah, he does. He's a talented guy. Well, all right. Well, let's jump into our movie. We are watching Lethal Weapon. Let's start off here, just like Sammy said, with a Christmas song.
Yeah, I hadn't watched this movie in years.
Same.
I think any of the rewatches have been Lethal Weapon 3. That seems to be the movie that's on the most. If you're
everyone's got there, and it's just probably because I'm a bit younger than you. The one I rewatched the most is probably the fourth one, the last one.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I don't ever see him on TV.
I don't watch TV, but
And
make
we
a point
start
every now
off
and
with boobies.
Boobies.
So I was like, okay, I don't remember this, but I like this.
Oh, this is the biggest thing I remember from this film is it starts off with a naked girl and she plummets to her death, and with a very commonly used Michael Kamen theme that gets recycled throughout these films, and a little bit in Die Hard as well.
Yeah.
A lot of similarities between this film and Die Hard, which, go back and listen to our Die Hard episode. We might talk about that some.
It's like, ooh, I don't remember this, but I can't remember the last time I watched this movie. So I sat down and watched it last night on my iPad. As we're
You see, all right.
yeah, pretty. Gotta get it bright enough to see the boobies. I am still a guy.
In case you didn't know.
If you show them to me, I will look.
Written by Shane Black. This is probably the third Shane Black film we've talked about on this podcast, and we'll delve a little bit deeper into him later. A very cool filmmaker.
This is his
First.
movie.
First. I don't know if it's his first script he ever sold, but I think first film. This and Monster Squad came out in the same year.
Yep.
Which we talked about on the show.
Yeah. And haven't we done Kiss Kiss Bang Bang too?
And Kiss Kiss Bang Bang,
Anyway, sorry.
No, yeah. He's one of those filmmakers I'm always intrigued to see what he comes up with next.
I didn't realize Richard Donner directed this. So
Oh, yeah. He directed all the Lethal Weapon movies.
I don't know why I didn't think about.
I read one of the ways that. Okay, so we got this really cool shot where she falls onto the car, and the shot stays with her almost until she touches the car.
Yeah.
And it cuts, which is a really smart cut, to the inside of the car. So you don't actually see her hit.
Yeah.
You know how they filmed that?
Uh-uh.
They had a stunt woman falling onto a balloon, a big, like you see later in the film.
Okay.
But they painted it with a car. They painted the car onto it, so you actually see her almost hit. But if they had kept it running another second, you can see it deflate.
Okay.
And it works.
This scene I thought was weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's very weird.
Danny Glover sitting naked in a bathtub, and his wife and kids walk in to give him his birthday cake.
Yep.
I don't.
You just hope there's a lot of bubbles there, so you don't see his.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of shows a little bit of
You don't see
bubbles,
his little Roger.
It's getting gray.
Maybe it's Big Roger. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not just throwing it out there.
And it's all for his daughter talking about how his beard looks gray, so then he shaves it. That's the whole setup for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know that I don't want my birthday presents brought to me while I'm sitting in the bathtub.
All right, so let me ask you about this, because I'm as a man in his early 50s. See the look I'm getting.
What is this?
How do you feel about him starting off this film with, "Oh, it's my 50th birthday and I'm too old for this shit"?
I hadn't thought about that. I mean, I'm too old for a lot of shit too. Yeah.
We're not even close to being done putting you through the ringer.
Oh my god! And he's not even close to being put through being done.
Not even this franchise, no.
Yeah, I mean it's four more movies. This.
Yeah, he's supposedly toward the end of his career at the beginning of the first film.
Well, I mean, and typically policemen are kind of done by their 50s most of the time.
You hope so.
I mean, it's look up to Mel Gibson's Barry.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need to see that.
Too much nakedness to start this movie.
The funny thing about this is Danny Glover was only 40 playing a guy on his 50th birthday.
Now, that would be like me.
That's like you.
Yes. He's older than my dad. 75.
Yeah. And Mel Gibson is also playing older in this film because he is only now like 65, 66, something like that.
Yeah.
But his character is a Vietnam vet, so he's not old enough to have been in Nam, but his character is like 8 or 9 years older than he is in real life.
Danny Glover's still acting.
Oh, yeah. Mel Gibson's acting a lot, too. They're not necessarily big films anymore, but he's still doing it.
Yeah. He kind of got in a little trouble and kind of hurt his film career.
Yeah. And it's a shame to be as talented as he is. Not just a actor, but a director, too. He's made some amazing films. Braveheart. We need to do Braveheart on the show someday.
You know, I've never seen that movie.
Oh, my God.
I've seen, like, the iconic
Holy shit.
scene with
Yeah.
the William Wallace talk.
The rally speech.
Yeah, the rally speech.
All right, we'll skip to this a little bit.
I need to change some computer because his daughter's the one who looks old.
Find out about it. Who's paying the bills? That'll take some looking into.
So,
and so Danny Glover's a cop, and they're going to assign him a new partner, and he doesn't like partners.
Get it, you dumb shit.
which is, you know, I'm
100,000.
I don't know if that was a trope of these cop movies back then, but it certainly is now. You know,
Well, but I think this
Look,
is
I tell you what, I got a better idea.
maybe Beverly Hills Cop's the first
I take the whole stash off your hands for
buddy
free.
cop movie, kind of. But well, okay. So Beverly Hills Cop is all about Eddie Murphy. It's not really a
There's
buddy
no
cop.
buddy,
This
yeah.
may be the first buddy cop
You guys
movie.
are right.
yeah, 48 hours maybe.
True.
Yeah,
This badge ain't real.
Beverly Hills Cop is funny. You mentioned Ghostbusters earlier.
You think I'm crazy?
Eddie Murphy
You calling me crazy? You think I'm crazy?
did not want to share the screen with a bunch of other comedic actors, so he wouldn't do Ghostbusters to do Beverly Hills Cop, which is just
48 Hours was 82, so that was.
He knows it's in the dirt, asshole.
So that was probably the first. The first thing you don't really, that you meet Mel Gibson, you don't think, he doesn't look like a cop.
no. And that's part of it. It's what makes him good for this sort of operation. He looks like I don't know what he looks like. It's hard to describe. Very 80s.
An 80s Hoover with his mullet. Glorious mullet. Might I add. It's a good mullet. But he I mean, from the time you find out he's a cop, he's crazy.
Oh yeah.
He is insane, and everybody around him is like, this guy is crazy.
Well, his own psychiatrist is telling his boss, you need to, you know.
But it starts off a funny kind of crazy, and then it turns into a very dark kind of crazy. And then flips back and forth.
It's a little disappointing from the audience standpoint to have the gun put to his head and he keeps saying, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, and then there's no shots fired.
Yeah.
Kind of drives you nuts. Like, someone needs to shoot this guy.
Or somebody needs to get shot.
Yeah.
He's living in an RV or trailer, actually, like a pull-around trailer. Damn, cops don't make much.
Tell me about it. So it's funny you were saying this is kind of dark. It is very dark. He's got a gun in his mouth. The original script, from everything I've seen, says that it was a much darker script, and Richard Donner brought on other screenwriters to tone it down considerably to what we have in this film, because it was just Richard Donner's like, I can't make a film like that.
This scene in his trailer is very emotional. He's got his gun in his mouth and he's looking at the picture of his wife who we assume is gone. Well, he says towards the end of this, I miss you. Yeah. So you figure. And then it's like just a couple scenes later we find out.
At some point,
Yeah, well, a couple scenes later, the psychiatrist is saying, his wife just died. And, but he's watching Bugs Bunny cartoons. How can you kill yourself watching Bugs Bunny? It's sad. But this is emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah. He loved her so much that you wonder if he does this every night.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know?
Well, maybe it's just because he had sort of a traumatic day. You know, he did kill 3 or 4 people earlier.
Yeah.
And then had a gun put up to his head. So
Yeah.
I don't know. This film and a lot of these 80s action films, you know, you'll see people get shot and killed like every day.
An old policewoman with a nightstick making it to Christmas.
I like that.
Are you telling me you think Riggs is playing some
And
kind of...
this woman, I can't remember her name. She's also in Die Hard. You got several people in this film that are in Die Hard.
Again, he worked with the
Yeah. And this actor that's coming up in this scene here in a minute was also in Die Hard.
Sounds like
Brand Bush. we talked about him on the Die Hard episode.
Yeah.
Played Agent Johnson.
Autopsy. They're not calling it a suicide.
Huh?
Surprise,
Did
surprise.
you have with Johnson?
First off, found evidence to use barbiturates.
That's always one of my favorite parts of Die Hard when you see Agent Johnson and Johnson. He goes, no relation.
Yeah.
Every capsule was
So
loaded with
now
Drake. She
we've
had
seen
jumped, she would've been
a
dead
bit
in
of
seconds.
Murtaugh and a bit of Riggs, and now they're finally meeting in a very big,
Thanks, Captain.
loud way.
Shave the beard. Some detective.
Because, again, Murtaugh doesn't look like a cop.
First.
Murtaugh looks like a cop. Riggs is just, he looks like a,
Yeah.
he looks just like a guy off the street.
Yeah.
Let's be.
Sorry, backwards.
Yeah.
Tell you you're bringing in a new partner in on this.
And Murtaugh's looking at him like, who the hell is this guy in the office?
Yeah. And he looked like he just wandered in. And
Well, and he does have a good point here. Why the fuck is Riggs just pulling out his gun and toying with it in the office?
the funny part was he held his gun and Riggs starts looking around like, ooh, who's got a gun? Hey.
That's a good way to meet.
And then he gets his ass kicked after he hauled his gun.
Getting too old for this shit.
To say you're a good cop.
I say that every morning. When I get up.
That's your motto
for this
Pretty
shit.
heroic.
50 is not that old, guys.
Yeah, 50's the new.
When you look at when you were 20 and you looked at 30 and went, Jesus, those guys are old. And then you look at 50 and you go, yeah,
Not so
I don't want
bad.
to be that old. I forgot Tom Atkins was in this movie.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, we just did Halloween 3, dude.
This is really just a Tom Atkins podcast. We just disguise it as the Recount Film Buffs.
Should we rename it the Tom Atkins Penis Podcast? Was that a thing? Didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, that was a joke.
Yeah, okay.
About him being too big for porn.
Yes.
So he had to transition to regular acting.
Instead, he's going to have a Murtaugh here.
Looking a lot older in this film than he has in other 80s films. I guess he just decided to stop dyeing his hair, maybe?
Somebody told me you were working out here.
Maybe. I mean, again, all these guys are
I thought maybe
war
you could
buddies.
get her out.
Or him
Yeah.
and Murtaugh are war buddies. So.
Well, I want to bring up a point because
This is
Wait,
dumb.
are all three of them supposed to have been
She
in
was
the
into-
Vietnam
she was
War? Or
making
they? Oh,
videotapes.
that's kind of weird. The ages don't exactly
More
add up.
graphic
no.
videotapes. And I thought maybe you could just
This
get
is
her
a
out
good
and
little
help.
scene of exposition where they're kind of laying out the plot for you. So I'm going to go ahead and make a bold statement here and say that the plot of this film is kind of fucking stupid.
Okay.
The story is all about Murtaugh and Riggs,
Yes.
about them becoming BFFs. That's it. The plot is totally incidental. The plot could be anything. You could take the plot from 2, 3, or 4 and throw it in this one. It's fine. But the story's got nothing to do with the plot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The story. This plot is so silly. It's like
Responsible for this.
you got this young girl who commits suicide, but she was actually going to die from poisoning anyways. So someone else had poisoned her to get back at Dad for retribution for stirring up a heroin deal. And because the dad knows Murtaugh And the bad guys think that he told Murtaugh about a heroin deal. The bad guys kidnapped Murtaugh's daughter to teach him to find out what Murtaugh knows. It's just fucking stupid.
Oh my God, my mind's exploding.
This plot makes no sense. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, this whole film is about two characters becoming friends.
And nobody cares.
Nobody cares
that
about
it's
the plot.
Nobody cares that it's not any good.
No, I mean, it's just, you could do anything in this film, and it's still, the whole point is just to put these two guys together.
Okay, not to get...
Like The Odd Couple.
Okay, so I don't know how to get into this without just either making myself sound stupid or... okay, I'm just going to say it.
Say it.
All units.
Gotcha.
Virtually all the buddy cop movies are black character and white character.
God, I love this guy.
That's the two main ones. You've got, and they're opposites, kind of.
Yeah.
So you've got young Eddie Murphy, older Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
Now you've got older Danny Glover, younger Mel Gibson. Then you transition into younger Chris Tucker, older Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
So we replaced the white guy with an Asian guy.
And even in one of the Die Hard films, you've got Bruce Willis with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we trying to say something here? Are we trying to make, or is it just these filmmakers going, are they trying to say, hey, or is any of these filmmakers going, hey, look, white guy and white guy can work together and not have any issues?
No.
Or is it just these are two opposites? Is that there's no more striking opposite than actual skin color?
I think it's just what Hollywood has determined. This is like a winning formula. They liked it. This one was good, so hey, let's do another one. Let's twist it a little bit different. It's essentially The Odd Couple, but with guns.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Riggs is messy and disjointed and crazy.
They're not living together, but they're partnered.
Yeah.
And then they're essentially
so Riggs is Oscar
and Felix and
Fair enough.
Riggs and Murtaugh's.
Look, I'm just gonna come out.
I mean, that's really what this is. This is, and that's what all these action films.
Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman in
Seven.
7, which is a darker version.
Yeah.
All the rest of the buddy cops seem to have.
And you're right. There is also this older one with a younger one too.
Yeah.
Almost all of them.
What's the one? Burt Reynolds did one with somebody. Cop Out?
You're not the first guy to think of this, A lot of people have got problems, especially during the silly season like now.
Bruce Willis did a really
You're
awful
wrong,
movie
pal, you're
called
wrong.
Cop Out with Tracy.
Okay, same idea.
Same
I
idea.
didn't do anything wrong. I know that. It's not like you burn anyone or anything.
So they're just showing as much contrast as they possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, there's humor there between the two personalities kind of clashing.
Same way I look.
I will point out in the first 30 minutes, you've got a lot of suicide going on. Girl jumps off the building. Riggs has got a gun in his mouth. And now Riggs is about to jump off the building with this guy. I don't know why there's so much suicide in the first act of this film. It's just like that. This is one after the other. Something I noticed when I was watching is like, oh, this is a lot.
And this scene is like, what? You mean nobody saw that big blow-up mattress downstairs?
Yeah.
Why is everybody shocked? Does the other guy not see it?
Did you not see it? Yeah, I mean, they purposely don't show it to you.
Yeah.
Until
I mean, for the audience, it's great, but everybody else looking surprised.
would it work? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
really, this is a twist on the.
and he just looks down. So the people down there are going to be like, "Hey, they've blown up this great big thing down here. Jump!"
Now, if anyone's ever blown up an air mattress, this takes some time.
Oh, I know. So it's been there for a while.
You can't just pull it up like that. I wouldn't think,
Yeah, psycho, but I'm still a
Oh, damn, air mattress takes 5 or 10 minutes.
Fuck you, I'm jumping. Do you really want to jump? Do you want to? That's fine.
Do you want to?
Come on,
Let's go.
let's do it, asshole. Let's do it. I want to do it.
And I don't know what the point of, I mean, other than showing Riggs as being crazy.
Yeah, that's really all the
See,
point is.
everybody's like, oh my god, they jumped. But there's a big damn thing there.
Yeah.
Even Murtaugh, who's a cop, doesn't see the big thing blowing up right beside of him.
Want to go up again? Let's go again. Come on, great.
This is really, to me, it feels like a twist on the scene of Dirty Harry, where Harry Callahan goes up on the bucket roof to talk to the guy, and, you know,
Oh, that's the first buddy cop movie. Police Wood and Lucky. And which way you can.
yeah,
Oh wait, no, he's not cop.
yeah. You really don't put Clint
He's
Eastwood
way
with,
but loose.
with other people in movies too much. Just get solo guy.
Get it! Slams the door and just swings the other way.
No bullshit.
So much little funny stuff in it.
Shut up! Yes or no? You want to die? Yes or no?
It's got a good shouting voice.
What the hell do you want to answer the question? Oh, what do you want to hear, man? Do you want to hear that sometimes I think about eating a bullet? Huh?
See,
Well, I do.
it's getting dark again.
I do. I even got a special one for the occasion with a hard point. Look,
Got a
make sure it
special one
blows
for
the
the
back of my
occasion.
goddamn head out. Do the job right. Every single day I wake up and I think of a reason not to do it. Every single day. Do you know why I don't do it? This is going to make you laugh. You know why I don't do it? The job. Doing the job. Now that's the reason. You want to die. I'm not afraid of it. I ain't afraid of it.
So,
Yeah, I don't understand.
Pull the trigger. Go ahead, pal. Be my guest. Go ahead if you're serious. You shouldn't tempt me, man. Put it in your mouth.
I tell you what,
Dark Harry.
I don't know when he started acting. So I'm trying to find it here. I don't know.
Gibson.
Glover. He did a lot of TV, like bit stuff in TV.
Was one of his
Or
biggest
something
roles
like that.
was a couple years before this in Color Purple.
Well, that's what I started saying was he did a run here.
Mm-hmm.
Witness, Silverado, The Color Purple, then this, Mandela,
I'm hungry. Go and get some
Predator 2,
yeah.
another 80s action film.
I mean, he had a good little run there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
He does an episode of
He's
Saturday
hurting,
Night
he's in
Live
pain. There's
as
something
Robin
eating
Murtaugh.
away at this
Nice.
guy. I think he's on the edge. I think Riggs has
Loved
a
his
death
cell
wish,
phone.
That's what it is.
Bag phone.
So you're saying I should
Bag phone. That's a backpack phone.
Uh-huh.
When he goes, you don't want to be anywhere near him.
Thank you, Doctor. You've been
Then he
very,
gets into
very
kids'
helpful.
movies.
You're welcome.
Angels in the Outfield.
But he's a good actor.
Operation Dumbo Drop, Harry the Spy.
I'm too old for this shit.
Starts doing a lot of
I mean, obviously, he only plays
Ants.
old man
No,
parts
I'm
now,
not hungry.
but yeah, he's a very good
Want me to
actor.
drive? No, I'll
But it's
drive.
funny, you
I
know.
wonder how
we were
much
talking
more
about-
Freddy took his jam, though.
Yeah.
Or Samuel L.
It
Jackson.
would be kind of funny to see either one of those playing this part.
You're not a bad person.
No, I think he's great in this.
Something would happen.
Samuel
Stop
L. Jackson
talking,
could have
Brad.
Sure. He's not quite as
Here, have a
well.
French fry.
He's probably about as old.
Rick, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, he's probably about as old as Danny Glover, but maybe not 1987. He wasn't as well known or accomplished as he later became. So let's talk a little bit about the Lethal Weapon franchise. Of course, you have this one in '87, then you have a sequel, Weapon 2 in '89. This is back when you could make sequels with just putting a number on it.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, it's got to be Lethal Weapon, something.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a big fan of that myself. I really wish they called the new Ghostbusters film just Ghostbusters 3. But it's Ghostbusters after that. That's fine. Lethal Weapon 3 came out in 1992. Lethal Weapon 4 in 1998. All these directed by Richard Donner. They do something that's kind of fun with this. They keep Riggs and Murtaugh, but they add on like a new character for each film. So like the second film, you get Joe Pesci, who's a pretty fun character in the franchise. Then you get like I think Rene Russo in the third film, who's the love interest.
Yeah.
But she's also involved in a lot of action. And then the fourth film, you get Chris Rock
Tell me where we're
joining the group, who is
going to get around, right?
Murtaugh's secret son-in-law, who he doesn't know about. Which is a funny plot, but it's silly.
Yeah.
And by the fourth film, it's 11 years after the first one, and you really get the sense that these guys are really pushing it by that time.
What do you mean pushing it?
Like tired.
Oh, yeah.
They're tired characters.
Yeah. I mean, you can only do so much. Again, the first movie is about them becoming friends.
Yes.
The second movie is about them working together better. I don't know. So once you get past the premise of them, this odd couple becoming friends,
Yeah.
is it 2 or 3 that has the toilet scene? The explosion toilet.
I think that's 2.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's a good scene.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that scene.
Yeah.
Roger's on the toilet, and the bad guys have a bomb rigged to him, which is a shitty thing to do.
We both got it. Shitty.
And let's
Joe Pesci's a great character.
Oh, Joe Pesci's a great character.
I did my okay. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck you at the drive-thru.
Well, I have pulled up on my phone this.
Holy shit.
For Lethal Weapon 3, Data East made a pinball. Data East was big on doing pinballs of licensed products. So
pretty cool.
They made the original Jurassic Park pinball. They made the Baywatch pinball.
That's awesome.
Tales from the Crypt, Nightmare on Elm Street. They were doing a lot of. So I remember when the Lethal Weapon 3 pinballs, I put some of those together brand new. And it's a good pinball.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of Joe Pesci just going, okay. There's one shot you get, and it's like the primary shot, and every time you get, oh no, it's a spinner. So when you hit the spinner, every time it spins, it goes, okay. It's like,
that's hilarious.
About to drive me crazy.
So I'm trying to remember, it's been a while since I've seen the second one. He's basically a witness that they have to protect, and he's really annoying, and they treat him like shit the entire time.
Yeah.
Okay. and he just keeps coming back in the sequels. They still use him and still treat him like shit. But
the fun thing about the Lethal Weapon 3 pinball was the ball shooter, instead of the pullback thing that you shoot, it was a gun. It was the handle of a gun, and you would pull the trigger, and it would shoot the ball.
that's cool.
They did it again with Black Hero. And Shadow, which was made by Williams. There was a couple of them.
So this seems kind of a bonding moment for the two of them. They've both been in some hairy shit, but now they're getting into hairy shit together. And Rick just kind of saved Murtaugh's life, where this guy was about to shoot him at close range, and he shoots him first, and then they both try to save him, which I kind of have a problem with this here.
About them trying to save him?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to shoot the fucking guy, what's the point of trying to save him? Let's let him drown.
He literally shot him in self-defense because the guy had
Sure.
faked being down.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Just it's like it defeats the purpose of killing him. Let's All right, let's skip ahead here a little bit. Okay, back to the Lethal Weapon franchise. Let's not forget the TV show that ran from 2016 to 2019. I don't know how many seasons that is. 3 seasons? 4 seasons?
Yeah, something like that.
Did you ever see that?
No.
I never saw a single episode. Had no interest in seeing it whatsoever. It's one of those things. It's not like James Bond, where you can just move on to another actor play the character. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, they tried.
Danny Glover is
Yeah.
Murtaugh, and Mel Gibson is Riggs. And
The problem is, I think they tried to change it enough, and I think that's the reason they cast Damon Wayans as Murtaugh.
And you know what? Damon Wayans is great.
And trying to make him the funny guy, or I don't know.
I think it's the same kind of character dynamic. It's just it's updated and it's new actors and.
What do you got?
But I mean, Damon Wayans is a comedic guy.
Well, he's a comedian, but you know, I think he's trying to play more serious in that show. But the
this is kind of creepy.
Oh, the daughter.
The daughter is
he's got. She's 17 or 18.
Yeah, something like that.
And she's enamored by Mel Gibson. That mullet,
it's
glorious.
And everybody at the table notices it.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard to miss.
Yeah. But he's kind of creeping on her too. So
the TV show, I never saw any of it, but I started watching a little bit of clips on YouTube today just to try to get a feel for it.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting is the actor they hired to play Riggs' name was Clayne Crawford. I don't have a clue. I've never seen him in anything before or since. But apparently he was such a huge prick to work with that they basically fired him over hostile work environment. Just nonstop complaints about him being a prick.
Wow.
And safety issues. To the point where, I swear to God, I'm not making this up, they fucking killed Riggs on the show to get him off the show.
Good God.
I didn't know this.
I didn't.
And they replaced him with Sean William Scott playing a totally new character.
Okay.
So when it's like the third season,
That's
it's not even Riggs and Murtaugh anymore.
you gotta be pretty bad from the killing off just to get rid of it.
To kill off the character of Martin Riggs, just to I thought, holy shit.
No wonder you've not heard of that guy. He probably hasn't worked since.
Yeah. Well, and no wonder the show was canceled
Yeah.
after 3 or 4 seasons. Yeah,
I'm surprised it lasted that long.
Yeah, they replaced him. And I'm like, how can you have a lethal weapon without both your characters? I mean, you don't even have the actors, but you don't even have the characters anymore. Okay, and I'm not done, believe it or not. There are plans to make a Lethal Weapon 5.
I think I've heard that.
Which I think is just a bad idea. I mean, maybe if the idea is really good, do it, but I don't know. At this point, you got a 75-year-old Danny Glover and a 65-year-old Mel Gibson.
So now are you going to do the trope of trying to pass it on to the next generation, which we decided, other than Ghostbusters, does not work?
Audiences don't care. They don't want to see that. They want to see the old guys do something.
I mean, we've tried it with Indiana Jones. We've tried it with Die Hard. We've tried it with, and it's not worked at all.
Yeah.
Except for Ghostbusters.
Very few of these films, these legacy sequels, work.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghostbusters was great, but that's the exception to the rule. I was listening to a podcast recently with it was Gilbert Gottfried's podcast, as a matter of fact. Richard Donner was on it, and he died in July.
I started saying, I thought that.
No, he died in July, but this was recorded earlier this year or maybe last year. And he talked about it. He's like, "Yeah, we're making a 5th one." And he was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yep, you'll see."
I wonder if they got it done.
No, they haven't. But when you look at IMDb, there's nothing about it except the only piece of information about it is after Richard Donner died, Mel Gibson said he was going to direct it.
Okay.
So we'll see. Maybe there'll be a Lethal Weapon 5.
And Gibson's a good director.
He's a very good director. It's just, do we want to see these guys again? I don't know.
And here's the daughter again.
Yeah.
Creepers.
Going with pits in his face.
She's pretty.
Yeah.
Those are pits when he smiles.
And she's older. She's playing younger. A lot younger, I think.
Yeah.
I think she's like. I think I looked and she's like in her 60s now. So she was.
Oh no! You know, I saw a piece of trivia that said that Danny Glover was only like 14 years older than her.
Yeah.
In real life,
Yeah.
which is funny.
Oh, come on, we gotta get up and catch bad guys, you know.
So now we have another 80s action trope of the guys shooting together as another bonding moment. This is how me and Sammie met at the shooting range.
Yeah. Sure it is.
Just warming up. Just warming up.
We played tic-tac-toe.
It's where it should.
Because he's that damn good at the market.
Yeah. With
Watch
a
him.
BB gun.
So Murtaugh has this thing he does when he shoots. It's kind of funny. He like twists his whole head or his whole neck around, and then he
Hey, look at that way. You're not bad
moves
for
his
no
head
man.
down to his gun
Step aside.
and aims and shoots. And this is something that they do all throughout the franchise of the film. When they show him shooting a gun at like a pivotal scene, it's always this big moment for Murtaugh.
So, okay, I'm not a gun guy. He put that way farther out. I
Yeah.
know. I got that. But watch how he shoots.
It's not good.
You don't blink your eyes every time you shoot, do you? Especially. I mean, every
They do-
time.
Well,
Aren't you supposed to keep your eyes on the target?
I know a little bit about shooting. I'm not going to discuss all that, but that was the same thing that occurred to me. Is he's really reacting to these gunshots,
Mm-hmm.
and he's jerking the hell out of the trigger.
Mhm.
That's just something you never do if you're shooting that kind of precision. Yeah, he's and his stance is a little odd. His now I as a filmmaker, I totally see that they can't have the shot they need if he's getting perfect sight alignment.
Yeah.
But it
It
it's
doesn't look as good.
No, it doesn't look. He looks cooler, but this is
Hi.
it's just a movie.
I was like, I don't think he should be
How you
blinking.
doing?
So this interaction with these kids is great.
Yeah.
They pull up outside and the kids are like, "You're gonna bust her, aren't you? You're gonna bust her, aren't you? They're gonna bust her. They're gonna bust."
So you know what's funny? Is, not funny actually. The original version of the script I told you was a lot darker.
Mhm.
Like I
In
said,
the initial version of the script,
Probably nothing.
these kids died.
Oh Lord!
There was a sniper who was picking off kids, and in order to stop the sniper, Riggs threw some sort of a bomb that blew the sniper up. This is much better. This is much better.
Yeah, I would say so too. For kind of comedy action.
There's a lot of seemingly random moments in these movies like this. You know what I mean? Like you move from a scene where they go talk to someone and before they can say a word, they're getting shot at. To they're practicing shooting. Now they're just going to go talk to someone and they get blown up. A lot of random. I mean, I guess you got to have action scenes in an action film, but it just seems
Enough.
it's all kind of just like pieced together moments. And that's the route of this film. You know, later when you get a scene of Riggs being kind of randomly shot by our bad guy. It seems kind of, I don't know, just kind of pieced together. Skip ahead a little bit to some more Tom Atkins.
I forgot what I was going to say. Lost my train of thought.
Nah,
Danny Glover's face threw me off. Oh, back to Tom Atkins.
So,
I want to know about
let's talk a little bit about Richard Donner. I don't know that we've done one of his films on the podcast before.
At all?
I think so.
Oh, we've got Superman.
Well, Superman's a classic. He got his start doing TV in the 60s and 70s. He did a lot of TV. Most notably, this thing is a different film. He's holding eggnog. And the eggnog gets shot.
Didn't he do an original Twilight Zone episode?
He did, I think, 6 Twilight Zones,
Okay.
including Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, which is one of the
Yeah.
best, most iconic episodes. His first big Hollywood film was Roman, which I think we need to do next October. That movie was great.
For a great shot, and they just did a whole scene about him shooting. He can't hit this helicopter for shit.
Okay, but even if he did, what's he going to do with a pistol to a helicopter? You know, I mean, it's kind of
a
a dumb.
gas tank and boom, and
Well, yeah, it's a movie. You could blow something up just by shooting the gas tank.
but then the guy won't escape. So
Yeah,
Mr. Hunsaker is
the
dead,
movie's
sir.
over.
I'm afraid, however,
Now we're in.
another problem exists.
Did we skip the scene where we met the bad guy and
Mr.
Gary
Joshua.
Busey? Yeah,
And he burns on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to skip that. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Gary Busey, the real villain of everything now.
Yeah. And
He's
good.
maybe he's the real Riggs.
Maybe, he's really crazy.
Yes, he is.
But you know what? He's one of those actors, when you see him in a movie, he's very watchable. He kind of steals scenes here and there. Okay, so while we're getting the scene to low, let's go back to Richard Donner. He followed up The Omen with Superman, which was a huge, huge film. He also directed Superman 2, although he wasn't credited as director. Okay, here's the random. Yeah, Gary Busey just comes by and does a drive-by and shoots rigs and takes off. Yeah. A lot of random things kind of keep together. And then he famously, he did a few things in between, but then the next big thing was Goonies. Which, I don't know, why haven't we talked about the Goonies on this show? Seems like a perfect one for this podcast.
For us.
And then...
that's a little bit before your time. That's more... the problem is it's a little too late for me and a little too early for you. So I like Goonies. It's just not one of my...
Yeah.
That's more of a Jason Buchanan kind of era.
Yeah. Oh, I like Goonies. I don't know that I love it, but I like it a lot. Grew up watching it. Then Lethal Weapon, and then Scrooged, which is a fun Christmas movie. Maybe we should do that one someday for Christmas time.
Bill Murray,
yeah,
at his finest.
Lethal Weapon 2, and in the 90s he did Maverick, which I enjoyed Maverick a lot.
I like it. Again, team with Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
I like that movie.
And Danny Glover has a cameo in it.
Yep.
Yeah, James Garner is great in Maverick. And Jodie Foster.
That's got a very big poker game in it, and you know my affinity for poker.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if it's a
poker story
good movie, but it's a lot of fun to watch. I mean,
it's just one of those.
it's a good way to put it. Lethal Weapon 3, Conspiracy Theory, another Mel Gibson movie with Julia Roberts,
Good movie.
Patrick Stewart. Lethal Weapon 4, and his last film he made, which I really enjoyed a lot, was 16 Blocks. You ever see that one? It's Bruce Willis and Mos Def, and Bruce Willis is basically playing Murtaugh, an old beat-up cop who's ready to retire, and he's trying to escort Mos Def, who plays witness, to the courthouse, and other...
I guess I have to cover 16 blocks between the courthouse
and people are trying to kill him.
Yeah.
I think it's like crooked cops are trying to kill him.
Gotcha.
And so he's trying to get him there safely, and it's a good action film. That was his last film. That was over 10 years ago.
Wow. Did you just quit working, or
He's
retired?
retired. But yeah, from as recently as earlier this year, he had plans to make Lethal Weapon 5. Don't really know why.
Because we can't come up with original stories anymore. We have to rehash old stuff.
And I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say
we've made everything old trope.
There's a new story to be told. I don't,
maybe.
Yes, this is Casey.
Maybe it would be fun to see these characters back together. Who knows? So you think of this being like
Assassins?
a big... Yeah, Assassins too.
Yeah, with the Special Sloan and Antonio Banderas.
You think of this as being a pretty big film. This only had a budget of $15 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you did the toy.
Warner Brothers doesn't make anything for $15 million nowadays.
I like the toy too.
Which one's the toy? Richard Pryor? Yeah.
And he did do a bunch of TV. And lots of cop stuff. Ironside and Streets of San Francisco and Sarge. The Banana Splits. Directed 7 episodes of the Banana Splits.
Saw the Man.
Wild Wild West. We did some
Man
episodes
from
for that.
Wild West, yeah.
Love that movie. Fugitive, Get Smart,
A lot of good stuff
Perry Mason, Yellow Gonzalez, Man from Uncle. Nice.
in it. Yeah, pretty big TV career before he transitioned.
Combat, Half Gun Will Travel. God, he'd been, holy hell, 59. He'd been around for a while.
Yeah.
Put the pin back in.
Started off as directing an episode of the Zane Grey Theater. That's old school.
He's one of these.
1960.
Look at the
He's one of these
firepower.
people that if you hear like a podcast, a long form interview with him, it's always pretty entertaining. He tells a lot of good old stories of Hollywood.
We all die. No,
91 was
I don't
passed
think
away
so.
this year.
He started talking about making Superman and about what a pain in the ass Marlon Brando was, and what a pain in the ass Gene Hackman was. And
Everybody says Brando.
he's like, he was like, you really had to lay down the law with Brando that once you got him on board, like he was fine to shoot with, but like everything up until he said Brando was so lazy, he did not want to do the film, but it was a paycheck for Brando. So Brando said he was like, I got an idea. I'm going to shoot this. I'm going to play this character as a potato. He's like, how about Marlon? How about you just play them as a character?
Do what the hell I tell you.
He's like, he's already a character in the comic book, so kids are already going to know he's not a potato. He's like, I really think there's something with this potato idea. And he's like, no, Brandon, can't do it. And Hackman, he said he had a mustache and was adamant he's not shaving his mustache. And he's like, well, you got to shave the mustache. It's Lex Luthor. You can't have a fucking mustache.
Yeah. You're not even supposed to have hair.
Now he's supposed to have hair. Yeah, and that was another battle. And so Richard
I want to
Donner,
be a big enough actor where I can just walk on
Just
the set and go,
nope,
not gonna, like Keanu Reeves. Why does Neo have a beard? In the new Matrix movie. It looks like John Wick.
because John Wick has a beard.
It looks like
Back to
John
back.
Wick in the Matrix. You know.
Yeah, you have to.
So,
No, you're.
holy shit! Can nobody hit him?
They're shooting the shit out of the ground now. So Richard Donner famously got he got the makeup department to put a fake mustache on him, and he told Gene Hackman, "Hey, if you shave yours, I'll shave mine." And so he finally agreed to it. And so the people in hair shaved off his mustache. He goes, "All right, your turn." He goes, rips it off. It's like Gene Hackman. He said he wanted to kill him. But after that, he respected him. He learned, you don't fuck with me.
Helicopter battling a car.
Yeah, dude.
Right, this script does not make a lot of sense.
No, it's just like a lot of random shit thrown together.
And the 17-year-old is driving a window across the desert.
And really, every plot point in this film is only there to push the relationship forward, you know? Because you go from two guys who don't know each other to BFFs by the end of it. So really, it's
So we reached our crescendo where the bad guys have all the good guys.
they're all captured.
This is a very Western kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the point.
And then we get a Mel Gibson torture scene, the first of many. He gets tortured a lot in his films. I don't know if that's a Mel Gibson thing or just I don't know. There's an amazing torture scene in Braveheart. You got to see that.
Hey, we don't know shit. You did Unsecker before you can say no.
And Gary Busey is the other special forces guy, right?
Yeah.
Does Riggs, when Riggs had a chance to shoot him, does he? I don't remember. Does he know him?
No, they don't know each other. I don't think. But he knows, since he's special forces, he knows kind of like what he's capable of, and that sort of.
It's kind of like Gary Busey and Steven Seagal in Under Siege.
Or Gary Busey and Danny Glover in Predator 2.
Or Gary Busey and Jake Busey and
anything. Yeah. So it's funny, we like to talk about alternate casting a lot on this show.
Oh boy.
There was a lot more alternate casting for Mr. Joshua than there were the other guys. This was offered to John Saxon, but he was filming Dream Warriors, so he couldn't do it.
Okay.
This was also, yeah, I mean, he's pretty good casting, I think. Especially with the fight at the end. I can't see some of these actors. James Woods, Christopher Walken, Tommy Lee Jones, Keith Carradine, Scott Glenn, Stephen Lang, and Ron Perlman were all up for Mr. Joshua.
This era Stephen Lang, I can't see what was the second one.
James Woods.
Yeah, I mean, this era James Wood, I could see.
I can't see him doing the fighting and stuff. Being a real badass.
Yeah. Everybody's getting tortured.
So the old bad guy here, General McAllister, his character, they had offered it to Lee Marvin, who would have been great.
Lee Marvin's great in anything. Bruce
Dern, James Earl Jones, which I couldn't see him being a real badass like this. Peter Boyle would be interesting. Robert Duvall.
How old was Peter Boyle at that time?
He was probably in his 60s.
What was the last one you said?
Robert Duvall.
Yeah,
I think, I feel like they've got the casting right in these.
I mean, I don't know that. I mean,
yeah.
That guy could have kind of been played by anybody, but the list you got's kind of like good guy guys.
Yeah.
You know, James Earl Jones is not. He's never played a bad guy. Robert Duvall's really never.
I don't know. You don't really think of
Lee
him as
Marvin
being
would
like
be
menacing.
Lee Marvin could have
Sure.
Riggs kills the Asian guy.
And his Asian guy also in Die Hard.
Yeah.
Another Die Hard guy.
That guy was a kickboxer. He was in just about anything.
He's still in movies. He's still in things. Some more Die Hard connection here. The role of Martin Riggs was first offered to Bruce Willis, who turned it down to do some other things, and eventually came around and did Die Hard the next year. Here's one that I thought was really interesting. Shane Black wrote the role of Riggs for William Hurt, who is not an action guy at all. I don't think he's
or a comedy.
Or a comedy, yeah. He's a dramatic actor.
Of course, you said it was dark.
Yeah. And I think Mel Gibson probably surprised a lot of people with the dramatic aspects of this role, which is, you kind of think of this as a kind of funny role because he's kind of goofy, but it's pretty dark too. Brian Dennehy was approached for Murtaugh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Which, yeah.
That's because he was just big for his time. And
Yeah.
Donner had worked with, Shane Black had, which one did Silverado? Shane Black? I think Shane Black did
Danny Glover's in
Silverado. Or maybe that's what it was. I saw Silverado on one of these lists somewhere.
Michael Biehn was up for
Murtaugh?
Riggs,
Oh, really?
but he was doing something else, I think.
This is about the same time as the thing. Yeah, maybe.
Or Terminator,
Oh, yeah.
and a couple of those other films. Christopher Reeve was considered for Riggs, and
I don't like that.
I don't see how that would work either. He's got a very
That must have been Donner's idea.
oh sure, I would think so. I can't. You just can't see him doing this. Christopher Reeve was a good actor, but he had a very what's the word?
Look.
Yeah, there's like a regalness to him or something. There's like a I don't know. You just can't. I can't imagine him getting down dirty and being a big ass bastard. You know.
Heroic.
Well, he's heroic, but in a honorable heroic. You know what I mean? He's not a. Yeah, he's not a
Crazy.
He's not a crazy, dirty, nasty guy.
Because I mean, whether this was darker or more light like it is now, that Red's character is very,
Very violent.
and very chaotic. And I don't think he could do chaos.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like they got the casting right here. Oh, I tell you, it's funny. It's funny we were talking about 80s action films with a white cop and a black cop. I heard about this movie the other day and watched a little video about it. Never heard of it before. Running Scared.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen that one?
Gregory Hines and
Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
Another one of these films of which looks pretty similar to this or Beverly Hills Cop, but I'd never seen it, but apparently it was pretty light on the comedy and heavy on the action. That was kind of they got the formula a little off balance.
Yeah. And Gregory Hines is, I mean, he was more of a musical guy,
Dancer and
dancer.
comedic guy.
Yeah.
He's great in History of the World Part 1.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I want to see him in an action film. Or Billy Crystal. You don't think of Billy Crystal being an action guy.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal's perfect in something like Analyze This.
Yeah.
Where the gun's being pointed at
Or
him.
City Slickers, or
Yeah. He's not someone you expect to hold a gun. He's someone you expect to cower. We should do Analyze This sometime. That's good.
we always think of movies while we're watching.
I know. And then we'll forget it.
We'll forget them.
Like a month
right back to
later,
the same.
what do you want to talk about?
Oh. Well, and we also try not to get the same. We don't want to do 8 different kind of films in a row.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
It's like we'll have some Scrooge next year. All right, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because this is just a lot of
12 Mel Gibson movies, or
Mel Gibson pretty much chases down a car for several miles. The area, Murtaugh does the whole neck thing with his gun.
Dead Shot.
Yeah, and I don't really understand how they kind of skip from the desert to they're in the city.
Yeah.
Because it cuts from them being captured in the desert, then you see them being tortured, and you just kind of assume, oh, they're in some sort of desert compound. No, they're back in town. That's interesting.
Nice product.
There's a lot of good stuff in there.
And on the budget they had, it's good.
It's pretty damn good. Which I'm trying to think, what do you think the equivalent would be to $15 million now? Still, it seems a little low. 75 maybe? Something like that?
I would say probably, maybe 75.
Yeah.
I guess it's okay.
The
It's
big
good budget
difference
for that
now
time.
is almost all the stunts nowadays are all digital.
Yeah.
That's a little depressing.
It is cheaper,
Yeah.
so it is depressing. I don't know. I think we'll eventually see a swing back, and you see it from time to time.
Yeah.
Swing back to practical effects. It's just stuff like this that you won't see because it's just too expensive and dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sure.
They're all about safety now, especially after this whole fiasco this summer
Yeah.
with Rust.
The rust, yeah.
Yeah, so it's all about safety and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So, and that's understandable, but it's putting a lot of stuff people out there.
Yeah. I mean, I think we'll definitely get to a point in with films where they're not going to use any real guns to make them, and that's probably for the best. I mean, if you can do the same thing with a rubber gun or a fake gun that you can do,
Yeah, because I mean, when you get, I mean, it doesn't have to be rubber, but you
or whatever, just a prop gun.
have a gun that doesn't, a real gun that doesn't fire.
It's made me think about the way we do things. I've kind of, after all that happened on Rust, I look back at like Countdown to Midnight Call. Oh, really stupid. Because we had, I think, 3 guns in that movie, and one was fake. you could not tell the difference between the fake guns and the real guns. And I'm like, well, shit. Maybe we should just have all them fake guns.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got a lot to do with who's on set. You know, it's like when we were talking about Rust online. Josh Mabe was like, "Take the firing pin out." That's the easiest thing in the world to do. Why we've got figured out why can't these big productions? But you got people. I mean, mistakes can be made.
Sure.
But that was negligent.
Well, you're talking about a Western too, and you would imagine that's a very gun heavy production anyway. They typically are. All right, now we got this climactic hand to hand fight at the end with
two special forces guys.
Yeah, I would say in the rain, but it's really a fire hydrant.
In the
I repeat,
water.
Watch Commander is en route. Until then, Sergeant Murtaugh is in charge on site.
Okay, so that woman just running across for whatever particular reason.
Yep.
So, you know, they did a casting call for extras.
Mm-hmm.
And then some woman is just, and somebody's like, hey, that car's pulling in. We need a woman to run in front of it. Well, why? I don't know. We just need
The
something
shot
to
isn't
run across.
interesting enough. We need more things
Yeah.
happening in the shot.
So this woman just runs in front of it.
Hey, I appreciate that. I don't. This is one of those things that's way out of the boundaries of reality. I don't think you'd ever see cops standing around letting one cop fight a bad guy
And getting his ass kicked at the time.
and getting his ass really handed to him at a minute or two.
What if this is a real fight after the abuses had all the hits on that?
That explains a lot. Mel Gibson's. I might explain a little bit of Mel Gibson
and we
too.
end with him into a Christmas tree.
It's absolutely a Christmas film. He's even got a Festivus pole. Shout out to Seinfeld. I wonder what Gary Busey's up to these days.
That's true. You have the cops around. Just so somebody can tell him not to.
He's not really a
Y'all
fair.
didn't hear this? I mean, is it the cops even hear this anymore?
No, they do not. That I'm aware of.
It's not a. You know, let's beat the hell out of somebody. But that
Now
that
you're fucking
signifies
up the car.
but that signifies a cop. If you carry a nightstick, you're a cop.
Well, in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. This goes
Drown him in a
on.
puddle. But they're cheering him on.
It's like they're all watching an MMA fight.
Not a fight for life and death.
Yeah.
You can't shoot.
Because it's not
You
like,
might hit the wrong guy. They were standing up 6 foot apart.
yeah, they're not going to let him. They're not going to let the bad guy kill him. It's
He
not
lost
a.
his shoes.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's he was talking about the shoes.
He's
Oh,
got
that's
shoes.
his shoes on, okay. Oh, triangle choke. There's an MMA thing.
Yeah.
Before MMA was a thing. That's Undertaker's finishing move.
Got it from Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Taker was like, hey, I like this move. Oh, look at that cool move.
I like that. Break his fucking neck.
And that was like he just screwed him in the face.
Might have a hard time.
Does he break his neck? Oh, no. Okay.
Might have a hard time articulating this in court.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just take him into custody? You had 18 police officers standing in a circle.
And a freaking hot cop.
You have to understand, I had to break his neck with my thighs as opposed to, handcuffing him.
Who's no Gibson dating at the time. I had to practice for alley shooting.
And of course, just like Die Hard, Die Hard's had a very similar ending. Except for,
So he still ends up dying.
oh yeah.
Oh, what a good shot, though. It's like two lovers.
Yeah. This is the moment where they, yeah.
We killed that guy together.
And he claps.
I feel like we bonded. Now we're standing in the rain. Now we just figure out that we need Mel Gibson's hair wet.
That's how me and Sammie bonded.
The glorious mullet.
And
Shooting somebody
decided to do a podcast together because we shot somebody together. We're not supposed to talk about that though.
Willie.
Just like him up there in Travis County.
Sorry, Willie. our friend Willie Razor in a film.
Good guy.
It's an inside joke that only Dan and I got,
Yeah.
and Jeff will chuckle at.
Willie would get it, but he's not going to listen to this.
Yeah.
Cool guy. I hope we can work with him sometime again.
He's going to be a big time.
I know. He's going to be so much bigger than us. We'll never be able to afford him.
Wonder why the American flag on her was she in the military?
Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Riggs is patriotic. That's why. I think a Christmas wreath would have been good.
I'm 17 and I'd still screw you. Mm-hmm. Even with all the scars on
Even
your
with all
face.
your scratches.
That makes it look even hotter, and it's the mullet. and Riggs is like, 17. Okay, call me in a year.
It'd only be hotter if you're really Australian.
Hey, you want to come in?
She's like a black Neff Campbell.
Oh, yeah.
She's
She does look like Nev Campbell, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
You have a nice Christmas, though.
Yeah, this house goes through so much punishment through these movies. As we learned from talking to, oh my God, what's his name? I'm losing it today, man. I can't think. My brain's not working. When we did our National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation episode, we talked with, what was his name? The DP.
Oh, Tom
Ackerman. We learned this is the same street, the Warner backlot where they filmed that film, which I think you see Murtaugh's house in that film, but it's not. Oh my God, my brain! I tell you, my brain is just not working. It's not the house in Christmas Vacation, but it's on the same street. But this house gets blown up and rebuilt and shot up all to hell.
Yeah.
Rebuilt and. Yeah.
Yeah. Tracy Wolf, who plays the daughter, was born in 1960. She's 10 years older than I am.
Yeah.
And she's playing a teenager
Nice.
in this, a
Yeah.
17-year-old.
Is that Darlene?
Okay, so that was no, Tracy Wolf. Darlene was the wife. Darlene Love.
And we're ending on a Christmas song.
Who was born in 38. She's considered.
Yeah, this is definitely a Christmas.
Oh, it's definitely a Christmas movie. I don't understand.
Burbank the cat and Sam the dog.
It begins and ends with Christmas music, and you see a little bit of Christmas stuff in it.
And it's the only one of these Leaf Red movies that takes place at Christmas.
Yep. Christmas movie. If Die Hard is, this is a Christmas movie.
I'll sign off on both of them.
As is Gremlins.
Sure. Oh yeah, Gremlins definitely. And this is something that you see in Shane Black movies. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I think, takes place at Christmas. Iron Man 3 takes place at Christmas. There's another one somewhere. Oh, we were going to talk a little bit about Shane Black. He also did Last Boy Scout, Last Action Hero, Long Kiss Goodnight, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which we did an episode on. Go back and listen to it. Iron Man 3, from here in North Carolina. The Nice Guys, which is a pretty good movie. More of an action comedy.
Is that Will Ferrell and...
No. Nice Guys is Russell Crowe and...
You're
one of those days.
You're having a day, aren't you?
I really am. I'm losing it.
I was thinking Mark Wahlberg. Oh,
No,
Ryan
that's-
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. Very funny movie. Very
That's a
good.
buddy cop movie. They're just both like,
No, it's not really a cop movie, but a buddy action film.
oh,
The Predator, which is pretty cool. Good remake or reboot, whatever you want to call it.
The Predator.
The Predator. Shane Black played Hawkins in the original Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
Yeah, he was one of the crew
Yeah.
in the jungle.
Huh.
And so then 30 years later, wrote and directed The Predator. His next film is Doc Savage.
Yeah, Chad and I have talked about that a lot because Doc Savage is one of those characters. He's a pulp character,
Yeah.
so that's Tarzan, Lone Ranger, that kind of hero.
Yeah.
And Doc Savage has been they've tried movies with him every so often, but there hasn't been one done in a long time. Isn't The Rock attached to that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Dwayne doesn't pick anything that's not going to further his career.
Sure.
And with Shane Black writing, I feel good about it. That's a weird character though. Doc is it's Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze. Is his kind of his moniker.
Yeah.
So I'll be curious to see how that turns out.
Yeah.
That character's been around a long time.
Well, anything Shane Black does, I'll check out. He's one of those interesting voices. And
Yeah, I mean,
directors.
there's some kind of duds in there. Last Boy Scout's not that great.
Yeah.
Last Action Hero is
crazy.
like this.
It's crazy.
It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
They throw a bunch of shit against the wall.
Interesting concept, though.
Yeah. Very interesting concept. Charles Delancey doing a great villain.
Yeah.
So another good pinball.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good pinballs at a Shane Black movie.
It's been years since I've seen it, but I remember The Long Kiss Goodnight being really cool.
Yeah, that's isn't it Gina Davis?
Yeah, and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
So
he's-
very
he
interesting
does some
filmography.
good
Very action-packed filmography.
He's definitely got a type.
A lot of action Christmas movies.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah. And when you think about great writer-director pairings,
Yeah.
I don't know that him and Richard Donner are brought up very often, but I mean they've done some good stuff. When you talk about franchises, nobody really brings up Lethal Weapon. When you think of action franchises, it's Terminator or it's RoboCop or I don't know if this one just hasn't held up as well. I mean, watching it again, I hadn't seen this movie in a while. It holds up pretty well. I think so the 80s I love the 80s. I grew up in it. It's when we first really started dumbing down movies for people, and it's continued forever.
Yeah.
Exposition and description
Mhm.
and they don't. Every once in a while, a movie pops up to make you think, whether it's Memento or Inception.
Yeah.
But this is kind of this is not first, but I mean, this is the era where we start really dumbing down stuff.
Yeah.
Which is not a good thing.
I would defy anyone who watches any of these Lethal Weapon movies to walk away from it and be able to describe the plot.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, there's quite a few James Bond movies that are the same way. Like, the plot doesn't really matter. It's just, you just want to see James Bond do cool shit. And
Yeah. I mean, that's
yeah.
and it's kind of across the action genre. Pirates of the Caribbean's the same way.
Yeah.
Just
I don't know.
we just want to watch Johnny Depp be Johnny Depp.
Yeah. You want to see the cool action pieces.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
There's some sort of
Fast
plot
and
in between
Furious
there.
is another one that follow a plot point through there. Family. Ooh. We're family.
We're gonna have a lot of CGI action scenes and So I don't know. Maybe they will come back with a really cool Lethal Weapon 5 that's action packed with real stunts and live action. Who knows? we'll see.
Again,
I'll hold my breath.
Yeah. We're seeing Harrison Ford trying to do Indy 5 and getting hurt every other day. I don't know that, Danny Glover and Mel Gibson's got it in them to do action stuff anymore.
Yeah.
But they don't really have to. That's what we have
Stunt
people
guys,
and body doubles for.
Yeah, let them get hurt.
Yep.
That's what they get paid for. So.
I'm the actor.
Well,
you get hurt.
That'll wrap up our episode. Where can our listeners find more of you, Sammie?
I like how you changed from fans to
Where can our listener find you?
Our listener.
Where can Jeff Cochran get a hold of you? Because
Jeff's got a direct line for me. You can find me on all the social medias at Sammie Castle. You can find me tonight at doing a guest appearance at Panic Point in Raleigh. If Dan releases this right now, if not, you missed it.
Yeah, too bad.
Yep, hate it for you. You missed me doing some kind of Christmas scary thing. And check out. I'm still going to plug it a little bit. Check out Halloween Kills. Look for me at an hour and 19 minutes.
Yeah.
For a good little 5-second center of screen shot. I also have a pretty good little shot that I haven't seen yet in Eyes of Tammy Faye. The Jessica Chastain, Andrew Garfield film about Jim and Tammy Faye Baker.
Yeah.
Which I hear is pretty good. Chastain's getting some Oscar buzz about it.
Cool.
Check out that stuff. Go if you see me, holler. I got all sorts of messages for like 2 weeks. I was sitting in the theater and I just screamed, "There's Sammie!" And people would be like, "Who the hell is Sammie?" All over the East Coast, so that was kind of fun.
Very cool.
I had a guy from Michigan message me, or he sent me a Facebook request. I don't know how he found me. My name's not in the credits. Nothing. He sends me a Facebook request and a message pretty much at the same time, which raises a red flag.
Yeah.
But I looked and we had some mutual film friends. So I approved it. I looked at the message and it was like, "Hi, I'm such and such. I'm from Michigan. I have some questions. What was your character's name in the film? Are you already signed on for the next film? Are they going to use, what are you going to do? Or, are they going to kill you off next film?" And I was like, "Dude, that was an extra. Not even in the credits. Got lucky. 18 hours of filming, and they used the last scene shot. That I volunteered to stay for when everybody else was like, "I'm too tired. I'm
Thank
going
God
home."
you did. Yeah.
Exactly. All the cool fight scenes and stuff we did didn't even make the film.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, that is funny. Well, maybe you'll get your moment.
Yeah. Maybe me and the Iron Maiden will get called back. It's like, "Hey, we need to kill you off. Somebody find that gray-headed guy. Let's kill him." He had great facial expression.
We need to see that again with a knife.
Yeah. With a knife stuck in it.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thought that I had about it was, you're an editor. Mm-hmm. You see hours and hours and hours of footage. We had 8 hours of footage for that night. So the editor is going through all that footage and milling through all this, and that shot is like, "Ooh, that'll look good in the movie." And my face is in the middle of it. So, that's I kind of take that as a positive.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, that out of everything that they shot, that they were like, "That guy's got a good look. I like that."
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if it wasn't a good look, they wouldn't have used it.
No. So they had a lot to choose from. So
yeah, I was like, it's a facial. Sammie has a facial expression.
Very cool. You can find us on Facebook, Recap at facebook.com/Recap Film Buffs podcast, and Recap Productions. You can find everything we're up to at our website, recapproductions.com. I'm on Instagram, Recap Productions, and I'm on Twitter at Hank vs. the Undead. And as always, you can email us with your questions, concerns at recapproductions@gmail.com. New episodes of the Carolina Hates podcast are available every other Friday.
So how much longer you got in this season?
We're about halfway through.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. Talk about the book.
Oh, yeah. The book, Carolina Hates, Ghosts, Folklore, and Mysteries of the Old North State. Available in bookstores now. Written by myself and Jeffrey Cochran. Yeah. That's all we have right now. I think
I'll plug Jeff Cochran's Indiegogo for Seer of Souls again.
Yep.
Jeff, contribute to your own Indiegogo since you're one of the listeners. And then be on the lookout for Zach Fox's Indiegogo for The Good Pain.
The Good Pain.
Both of them have Facebook pages too, so go like and
check them
share.
out.
Yep,
Yeah.
check them out.
And you should be able to find links to them through our page as well. So, all right. Until next time, maybe we'll have another Christmas movie. Maybe not. We'll see. But if we don't, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I got time.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah. All right. Merry Christmas.
It was weird.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.